us again.
Wait, what are we doing?
You know.
No.
Podcast.
Wait a minute. You hear that?
Podcast.
What is it?
I don't know. It sounds like it's getting closer. What the fuck is that? That's right. Rotten Mornings Podcast is coming back at you for season 11. The same old blah blah bullshit you've always expected from us. Remember? Rotten Mornings Podcast. Season 11.
I forgot that part.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Rotten Mornings. Hello, good morning to you all. Thank you for joining us. It's another Rotten Morning. I'm Matt.
I'm Grim.
I'm Carrie.
And we are all here in your ear, ready to make your day worse or better depending on how you've... And chew it off. P.S. Headphone warning. I'm getting that out now.
Headphone warning.
So, as we normally do for this podcast, the first thing we'll be discussing...
I'm scared.
We'll be going over the stuff we did this week.
We did stuff? Oh, yeah.
We did
a lot
few
of
things.
We did. What the fuck did we do?
I don't know.
So much stuff we've gone brain dead.
So, the last thing we talked to you about was what we did last Sunday, was that we were out at the haunted chicken house. And excuse me.
Coughing. We were there coughing. Apparently. So we were filming commercials and taking headshots and not taking heads off, though.
Well,
Let me be clear about that.
Yes.
there.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got a lot of pictures done. We filmed some TikTok videos for them. We filmed some long-form videos that we'll be editing. Also shot like a little Mortal Kombat video game spoof thing that I'm going back to the drawing board on because I really want that one to be a good commercial. If you got to see it, if you know what I'm talking about, check out the last episode of the retconning from us here at Rotten.
Yes.
So,
and
what
the next
in
thing,
the hell else?
the very next day, I did a live outside on the porch in the rain. I don't know what I was talking about, but, I did it. So, go back and check it out or not, because I don't think anybody cares about that live. I was probably being mean to everybody. Anyway, we got new couches.
We did.
And I'm so fucking happy about this.
What a fun, okay, so Derek, which you guys are familiar with if you've been watching us lately. He's been hanging out a lot. The booty hole man. He was working a yard for a really well-off client, and they were moving out of their house.
That means rich.
It means rich. And they had a fucking giant sectional sofa that they were like, we're just going to get rid of it. So I swooped in there and got that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Ryan Carroll for helping me carry that. He got a refrigerator and a bed out of the deal.
Yes, and just so you know, Carrie and I moved everything out of this living room by ourselves and cleaned it.
They did, and they brought the couches halfway in, too. Like, they
halfway.
went to war with the shit.
It wouldn't go through the hallway.
Yeah.
We got scared after that.
And Matt came home and he was like, God damn it. And then literally picked all this shit up like Hercules, took it back outside around the house and brought it in the right way. What the fuck?
The time you were telling me that I threw the couch on my back and was walking with it and you were trying to hold on.
You picked me up with the fucking couch.
I picked her up with the couch and was dragging her with the couch over my head.
I was like, what the fuck? And Matt puts it down what? Yeah, okay, just continue. It was scary.
Mm-hmm.
This is a heavy ass couch and it is long as fuck. I don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
But you surprise me sometimes.
Surprise!
And I posted a video called Did You Know? And
she's telling dad jokes. She's stealing my bit.
Shut the fuck. You know what? Skipping over it. Matt shared on the Rotten Reviews page the Miller's cheese boards and trays, and it is just that, the Miller's cheese boards and trays.
That's right. They were doing their memorial day sales for her charcuterie boards, and man, they have the best cheese, best stuff. Kim does a fucking phenomenal job. Those cats are
so
amazing.
Beautiful.
You gotta get you some of that cheese. And for the first time, just so everybody knows, because we've talked about this before, Mimi, Mamba Baptiste from Conjure, finally got some fucking cheese.
And finally,
She's been up our ass about the
Yay.
cheese. She finally got some cheese, so
I'm excited for her.
hoo-ah.
I'm sure she's already ate it all. I know
Yes.
if she's anything like you, she
Yes.
ate it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what did we do?
We
Let me
shot a quick little review for Bluebell's Ice Cream's new flavor, the Dr. Pepper Float. That was really fun.
It was.
That was it. It was a
We
good
fought
flavor.
each other.
It's a really good flavor. I liked it.
Don't forget when we did the makeup and did some videos.
We did.
Yes,
I
you
don't know
had-
when, but we did it.
You had your light up thing.
Oh, my LED wings.
Yeah,
I
you did
constantly call
videos with
them
your LED
LED
wings, yeah.
wings, so I've been trying to correct myself.
And I made
And
Skelly.
Carrie made a new OC, Skelly.
Yes, she did. And holy fuck, it is badass.
Me.
And is it glow in the dark or is it?
Yes, it's like black light.
I love it. Very well done.
Hazard waste.
What did we do after that?
If like this is cleavage, right, and this is side boob, then what is this?
Inner cleavage.
Inner cleavage.
Inner cleavage boob.
That's Scully, the inner cleavage skeleton.
Okay, moving past the cleavage stuff, it is, we went and ate at a place Matt recommended.
Yes, it
It
was a
was
place
so
called the Farmhouse
good.
of Springville, and it was phenomenal. And if anything is a representation of their food, the look on my face when I tasted the creme brulee.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That made me happy to watch. That was really good. So I got the Madness burger or something like that,
Yeah.
and that was good. It had like jalapenos and stuff on it. But if you want to know more about everything, you can just go there and
Go
shut
there.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut
Eat
up.
food.
And let me say this. I'm very picky on burgers, like all my life. I rarely eat them. But this place has the best burger.
So good. So
definitely
you
go.
guys go check out the Farmhouse of Springville. Be sure to check out our post. We got some pictures of our food and us and our crazy antics. And we put a little review up there. So, yeah, it was good
we
stuff.
did.
It was phenomenal.
Tiny little mini review. And we did a live. Matt and I did a live sitting in the sun while Carrie did her schoolwork.
And you got a package from Dress Lily.
I
That you
did.
opened.
So I'm very skeptical of ordering anything that's outside of Amazon or Etsy. But I decided to take a chance because I kept seeing these ads in my Facebook on Dress Lily. And I ordered the shit and holy fuck, it was good. I love it.
Yeah.
I did a little video I'm going to edit and upload sometime soon.
Yes.
Where are we
So
at?
then, on Saturday, we went to the City of Chaos. We had a little haunt owner actors get together. We had about around 70, 80 people showed up. We had 5 or 6 different haunts that were all present. Hellbilly was there, Nightmare at 3008, East Aboga Manor, 13 Stories Haunted House, Conjure, and of course City of Chaos where we were at.
And Sanitarium wanted to be there, but they couldn't. A lot of people wanted to be there, but they had
And,
it's
yeah,
summertime, so.
Look, they had me and Shane book the day, and me and Shane don't think about fucking holidays, and it was right up against Memorial Day, so probably wasn't the best timing.
Most
but,
everybody was going camping and whatever else, so I get it.
but we had fun. We had door prizes, Scarecrow
Mm-hmm.
Creations. We had some of their
was a
outfits that we gave
raffle.
away. We had a raffle.
Yes.
And that went well. Tim won one of those outfits. Send us a video of him in the clown outfit. So if you want to see that shit,
Look on.
go on our site on Facebook. It is
Yes.
fucking hilarious. He looks hilarious in that outfit.
He always looks hilarious.
Yes. Yes, he
Always
does.
funny to laugh at. Oh, Granddad.
Oh, Granddad Tim. Oh, shakety Granddad Tim.
And like the whole time we were there, he's picking on Carrie and everything, and it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because his jokes suck!
Worst jokes ever.
I also
Papa.
like to put out in that podcast that, Zach, I'm going to get your ass.
Ooh.
I'm going to get
You deserve
your
it.
ass.
You deserve
It
it.
is so on. When you least expect it, I'm going to get your ass.
And once Matt starts, we're all jumping in.
So just a heads up, could be coming any day. Thief in
We
the night.
don't let go of things. We hold grudges!
So yeah, again, thank you to City of Chaos and everybody that showed up and showed out, and just a hoot of a load of fun. And we've got some others scheduled that we're working on. Even one of the guys, they want to do it out at 13 Stories, all the way out in Georgia. They want to have an actor day.
I'm so excited. Oh, shout out to Mambo Baptiste. Mimi, thank you for the clothes that you gave to Karen us.
Yes, she let us like raid some clothes that she had, and the girls
in her
went
store.
nuts.
Yes.
And the guy that was waiting, like that was working at the cash register, was fucking hilarious. I love the shit out of that dude. He was awesome.
And so I was gonna say something and I completely forgot. But yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
But Mimi, thank you for everything you do for us.
Yes,
thank you, Mimi. And
So-
she bought us some skirts too.
Oh yeah.
Skirts and pants and stuff.
If you cannot take her anywhere and have any sort of Halloween decorations that she's not gonna go and fucking buy something from, it's impossible to take her anywhere.
I know, and she's like, "Come on, girls, we're going shopping." I'm like, "Okay." Carrie and I just trailing behind.
But yeah, so that's the breakdown of our week. I just finished one of the Isaboga commercials. I got one more to go.
I did a tarot card live today.
Yes,
that's
she
right,
did. I was working on stuff, but I could hear her and her singing, and it was beautiful.
Mouse.
So what do you watch us, follow us?
Yes.
Stay in touch with us. We got all kinds of fucking shit coming up. The only way you're going to know about these meetups and shit is by following us on ROTN, to listen to the podcast, to, follow our socials. That way you stay in contact with everything that we're doing. But again, I want to thank everybody that came out and everybody that was, just big supportive. I love seeing our fucking community grow like it is. I love everything about this, and we are going to continue to push this.
Absolutely.
So if there's not anything else, I don't think anything else.
I don't think so. Shut the fuck up, Matt! I didn't mean to scare the cat.
So we are going to leave you on that note. Tell you stay rotten and progress on with this fucking train wreck of a podcast.
You bitch.
Yeah, stay out of the water. All right. So welcome to Rotten Mornings, episode 11. Stay rotten, guys.
Stay rotten.
Yeah, what they said. Have you ever wished to hear your horoscope and the Rotten Mornings podcast at the same time? Now you can. Welcome to Carrie's Astro Bites. Hello, guys, and welcome to Carrie's Astro Bites for the week of May 29th. It is still 2023.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Yeah, it is still 2023. For quite some time, honestly.
I say that every time we do this.
There we go, guys.
It's
Get
just
the fuck
a habit
out of here.
at this
It's
point.
over. There's your
No, this is not
Okay.
over. Okay, this is just the beginning. Aren't you glad? I threw a sandwich at Matt earlier.
We've been talking about it for 10 minutes now.
It was pretty funny. I'm sorry.
You threw it at Matt. Why did it hit me in the fucking arm?
I'm sorry. It was his fault. He pulled you in the way of it.
Matt, you bitch.
Yeah, he was using you as a shield. That's pretty fucked up,
bombed
dude.
with
Anyways.
a sandwich because
All
of
right.
you.
Anyways, astrobites and stars and stuff. So,
Stuff.
fuck you. Saturday, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. That is going to be really fun.
Awesome. I love full moon in Sagittarius.
Yes, it's very easygoing. Good time for your ideas to flow and you to embrace them. Embrace change this week. It's going to be
Have you ever mooned
great.
somebody and pooped yourself at the same time?
No, but I have mooned somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I've done it. I was just wondering if anybody else had
Oh,
done that
no,
before.
but as a teenager, I would flash the UPS truck driver all the time.
I used to jump
Like
on the
your butthole?
trampoline and do
That
it.
and my boobs.
Hey, look at my butthole.
No, like we'd jump on the trampoline and people would drive by and we'd be like, ooh! It's pretty fucked up. But, yeah.
It's still 2023, guys.
Go back to the flashing times.
Yeah.
It's very flashy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, luckily they
Oink,
just do
oink.
it inside of the house and run around naked all the time.
We
instead.
do!
Yeah,
then
And Matt
beat the shit out of
cries
you.
and runs away.
yeah. I cry, run away, I get hit, and it's just a joy.
And we try to yank your clothes off,
It's a
too.
joy.
We would never hit you.
Grim tries to put her finger in my butthole.
I do not.
She does not do that, you liar. You stick your
You're
own
acting
finger
like
up
I
your own
molest you. I
butthole.
do not molest you.
He sticks his own fingers up
I'm
his
a piece of
butt.
meat
Don't
around
listen
here.
to him. You stick your own fingers up your butt.
Oh my, okay, astrology. There was a purpose for this. Look, guys, welcome to the astrology part where we talk about sticking our fingers in each other's buttholes.
I mean, astrology.
Okay. I was doing it now.
Wait, what? Okay, I'm just gonna move the mic this way. Bring the beat back. Boom, 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 boom. Carrie's Astro Bites.
All right, Carrie, on task, come on.
Carrie's
These people
Astro
want to hear their
Bites.
damn horoscopes.
It's a horoscope
Whatever
now.
the hell it is. Tapestry, whatever.
You hate that word, you
I do
fucking
hate that word.
hypocrite.
Ow, ow.
I don't know why he's saying ow. He's tripping. Stop tripping,
I
Atticus.
In the
All
floor.
right, guys. Let's get down to it, darn tootin'.
God damn
There it
it.
is. There it is.
At least I didn't say something that rhymes with tootin'.
The thing Matt does all the time.
No, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's bad.
Oh my God.
Fruit Loopin'.
Thank you guys for coming to the Mornings podcast. It's everything you've always
It's darn
wanted.
tootin' Fruit Loopin'.
No.
I hope you guys are ready for your day to be made better by these awesome horoscopes that are coming down the pipeline.
Ready? A 1, a 2, a 3. Aries. Embrace.
It's very Aries in here.
Yeah. Embrace the opportunities that come your way this week and make the most of them. Despite taking risk in a new venture, your financial status will remain stable. Tauruses, you can expect new opportunities to arise through your connections and acquaintances. Embrace a change that will bring out your best qualities as it presents a promising path for your future career. Geminis, opportunities for growth will arise through connections with influential individuals. This week will conclude with joyful news and noteworthy accomplishments. Cancers, you have artistic inclinations. Your work or performances will receive high praise. Exercise caution and protect your valuable possessions. Leo, your relationships will yield positive results and bring happiness. It is important to prioritize a fitness program to maintain your physical well-being and stay in shape. Virgos, this week presents a favorable opportunity for implementing your new plans or strategies. When it comes to your job, avoid jumping to conclusions without careful observations. Libras. I can't do this. Oh, I need some coffee.
Matt made some bomb-ass coffee.
Ass
Oh,
coffee.
it's so good.
I made ass coffee.
Ass coffee. God damn it, Carrie.
Yummy.
Get your mouth off of that.
Pretty lights.
Ass coffee is the
Okay,
place
Libra.
for me.
Oh, yeah. Back on track. Libra. It is advisable to distance yourself from troublesome situations or areas that may bring unnecessary stress. You will successfully fulfill your commitments and responsibilities. Scorpio, it is advisable to put any new deals or involvement in immoral acts on hold for now. You are currently in a positive phase, so embrace it. Sagittarius, establish stability and lay strong foundations in your life. Take this opportunity to better organize your affairs and create a solid framework for the future. It is important to maintain a low profile and avoid unnecessary confrontations during this time. Oh my God! I just wanted to say that for funsies, you know. Silly goofy mood. Oh, Group's trying to kill me again.
Silly goofy mood.
Yeah, silly goofy mood. Ah-ha-ha.
No.
Yes. Capricorns. Positive advancements can be expected in both your career and family matters. Express your positive emotions and be protective of yourself and those around you. This week you can expect to achieve the desired outcomes you have been working towards. Aquarius. You will find yourself undergoing significant emotional changes as well as witnessing similar transformations in those around you. There is a possibility of recovering money that had been blocked for a considerable period of time. This is a period that encourages self-reliance and learning from past mistakes. Pisces. Your natural empathy often makes it challenging for you to have difficult conversations with others. However, this week, it's time to have those productive conversations and resolve any issues that have been swept under the rug. If you express your feelings with sensitivity and take the time to truly hear what another is saying, then you can use your empathy to reach resolution to a long-held conflict.
That's beautiful, man.
My name is Carrie, and this has been Carrie's Astrobot.
My name is Carrie.
And it is still 2023, just in case you're wondering.
Fucking 2023.
Yeah, what he said.
Well, yeah. Okay, so thank you for...
No, we're not having queso
great
today.
stuff.
Shut up, Matt. We're having
much
salsa
love to you
instead of
guys. Stay
queso.
rotten, and we will see you here in a second in another thing in a second.
Yeah, stay rotten. And while you're staying rotten, remember to stay rot to 10.
Get your fucking face off of my goddamn mic.
I'm gonna lick it.
Hey, listeners, want to choke me?
God damn it, Grim, that's not the lines we talked about.
Hey, listeners, want to actually learn something here? Well, get a load of Grimm's poetry shorts. Welcome back to Grimm's Poetry Shorts, and this episode I am talking about a poem of forgetfulness by Hart Crane. This touches my heart because we experience this every day here at ROTN. So here it goes. Forgetfulness is like a song that, freed from beaten measure, wanders. Forgetfulness is like a bird whose wings are reconciled, outspread and motionless, a bird that coasts the winds unwaringly. Forgetfulness is like rain at night, or an old house in the forest, or a child. Forgetfulness is white, white as a blasted tree, and it may stun the Sibyl into prophecy, or bury the gods. I can remember much forgetfulness. I know you can relate, Matt.
Nice ending. Hey, you know how I feel about forgetfulness?
Forgetfulness?
Forgetfulness is my favorite thing in the world, and it has aided me in everything in life. Forgetfulness is the ability to look at the world as a child at all times and not have your idea of reality tendered by your past. I know a lot of people say if you forget the past or don't learn from it, you're doomed to repeat it, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I believe that invention proves that things can move forward. Anyways, I love to forget things.
I don't know if you do, because sometimes you get a little angry.
Well,
Like,
it's just
what
because
was that?
everybody wants me to remember it.
That is true. So, Hart Crane is another gay poet. So, meow. But unfortunately, of course, being gay, there's a lot of struggles with that because of society and different things like that, you know. But he was born July 21st, 1899 in Ohio. Yeah, he was born on Ohio soil.
Yeah, Ohio soil.
Yep. And he died April 27th, 1932 in Mexico at 32 years old. So he had a very short life. That was very depressing, but he kept trudging forward until eventually he broke down. So, an American poet inspired by T.S. Eliot Eliot and Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman.
Crane was seen a lot of times as more of a pessimistic writer and was an influential modernist, meaning he donated most of his time to abandoning traditional writing forms, and typically his poems were without rhyme or meter, which is mostly unheard of in the past. But I found something very interesting. James Franco actually made a movie about him. It's called The Broken Tower, which is the title of one of his poems,
nice.
Crane's poems. The Broken Tower was originally rejected by Poetry Magazine and only printed after Crane's death. His parents were upper middle class, miserable fucks that treated Crane terribly. His mother leaned on him emotionally for lots of emotional support, and his father constantly belittled him and wanted him to go into the family business.
I love how you don't let your investigative narrative get tendered by emotional statements like miserable fucks. How does one prove that they were miserable fucks?
I don't know how to prove it. It's a podcast. I can't really present anything. But he had a lot of surviving letters. That's one of the things, and the things he wrote about, and just surviving stories mostly that told about how his parents treated him.
They were miserable fucks.
They were miserable fucks. And his father owned a candy industry, like his own factory, and actually invented the Lifesavers candy. So I thought that was pretty fucking cool. His dad owned not just one line of candy factories, but a few in different places in, I believe it was New York. But he would fight with Crane constantly about working for him in the family business, and Crane wanted no part of it. And not only that, because Crane was gay, his dad couldn't fucking stand it. But he was always hiring him, trying to get into him to work there. But as a teenager, he met his first love, which was a guy that was a co-worker there while he was working at his dad's business. And I guess word got around, and his dad's like fucking pissed off, and I think he fired him. I don't know.
God.
Fired the other guy, not Crane, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But Crane was raised partially by his grandmother in Cleveland, and she had an extensive library, which is where Crane spent most of his time and learned about all the different poets and started teaching himself all the different shit that he loved. And because of the abuse of his parents, he missed out so much in school that he quit. But it wasn't just the abuse, it was not letting him sleep with all their constant fighting. Their sex life was shit, and they blamed Crane for it. I don't know how that happened, but okay. I guess having a kid sucked for them. But he didn't go to college like he wanted to. But he did get straight into poetry, which was very good. He didn't let anything like that stop him. Crane moved to New York, and he was able to rub elbows with all the other poets and writers of his time. Fucking phenomenal, honestly. Moving there and then just jumping right into the scene and releasing all of his different shit.
Yeah, that's fucking...
Meeting everybody. And he worked in an advertising as an advertising copywriter while working at his father's company as well. So he had like 2 different jobs at once for the most part. But he always focused on his poetry. And on the side, he was selling advertisements for different magazine companies like The Review, which was focused on modernist poets. And he also joined different literature clubs, like one called Seven Arts or whatever. So he was very much involved, and everybody was quickly learning who he was, even from 17. All this was starting when he was 17 years old. And at the same time, at 17, his parents got a divorce. So, yeah, that was pretty fucking sad. But he began...
He made it to 17? Shit.
He made it to like 30 or something.
No, I mean,
32.
he made it to 17 before they got a divorce?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
That's pretty good, actually.
So, Crane, in 1917, Crane began publishing his works at a journal called Pagan. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
This was also the same year at 17 when his parents got a divorce. His mom came to live with him at his grandma's house, and his dad really just started like, fuck you, kid, fuck you, get a real job, and harassing him about it. And thought that being a poet was stupid and fruitless, so was always badgering the shit out of him. And to escape them, he tried to join the army, but was rejected because of his age. Because this was all happening when he was 17 years old still. Like, so much fucking happened. He moved to Cleveland and worked in it was some kind of munitions plant or something. But when World War I ended in 1918, he began working as a reporter. But that was very short-lived. And he moved back to New York because things didn't really work out there. And his dad continued to harass him even more. And his mom became very extremely emotionally attached to him. Like, this is my son. You got to listen to all my problems. And she was still a bitch to him, but...
So she was using him as like a husbandly shoulder.
It was... I felt like it was like emotionally sexual there.
She was codependent, but also...
Very much.
Yeah.
But Crane's relationships became very brief and ended in heartbreak, like his personal relationships with other people he was dating. Things got worse financially, and really in all ways for him, and he moved to Woodstock, New York with his friends to enjoy nature and have peace, and then he began a relationship with a guy named Emil Offer, I believe, I probably butchered that, which inspired many beautiful poems. And where was I?
Yeah.
Like, it was great poems. Like, I loved reading through a lot of them. I would read more here, but I'm not going to. You can look it up yourself. But with him being in such a relationship with a guy, it caused a lot more problems with his family and, of course, surrounding communities and things like that. And everyone began to condemn him. So he was having a really fucking hard time, and his relationship began to crumble. And he turned to alcohol and violent sex with lots of different people, and it led to depressive episodes and self-destruction. And then his grandma died, and he started trying to please his dad in society, and he decided to try to be with a woman. I don't know if it was just experimental or what, but it didn't really work out very well. And on April 27th, 1932, he was on a ship on the Gulf of Mexico on the way back to New York, and I guess he didn't want to come back to everything, and he ended up jumping off the side of the boat, of the ship, and then, he died. So he committed suicide, and they never found his body. The end.
Shit. Never found his body, really?
Yeah, they never did. They put some kind of plaque or something on his dad's grave to commemorate him, but that was it.
Interesting.
I don't know if they've done anything else recently, but that's all I could find. So, that was Grimm's Poetry Shorts.
Yeah, go watch the Franco movie.
Yeah.
That's probably cool.
Before we jump into the next section, Matt had to say something about a correction for...
Oh, yes. In the next section, we do a review of Evil Dead Rise, and Grimm at one point was suggesting that Bruce Campbell had a voiceover role in that, and
as the preacher.
If you listen closely, I call her out and tell her she's wrong, and she was right. I was wrong. I cannot believe.
As always.
I did not realize that was Bruce Campbell's voice. I'm an idiot.
Well, I didn't notice his voice. It was just what Google told me, but I was still right, regardless.
I definitely should have recognized his voice, but yeah, you'll hear that. So just ignore that. I accept my stupidity in this situation.
Yay! Finally, you admit your wrongs and wrongdoings. I'm proud of you, Matt.
But much love
Stay
to
rotten.
all you guys, and we will see you in the next section.
See you there.
For the movie review.
Bye, guys.
Stay rotten. And now it's another movie review brought to you by Rotten Reviews.
Reviews.
Movies.
Movies?
Yeah, what they said.
Let's talk some shit.
It's time for another movie review.
Oh my god!
I'm scared. Let's start. We're starting.
So,
Yay,
Matt
safe.
and Carrie.
Come a little bit closer.
Matt and Carrie just had a butt slapping contest on my butt.
It was a contest?
They both lost.
What?
Okay.
No.
I'm okay with it.
I slapped my own butt harder. I win.
Fucking idiot. So hello guys, and so far we actually did talk about what we did last week for the first part, but so far all of these haven't had anything to do with what they're supposed to do. So anyways, here we go. This is our movie review for Evil Dead Rise, which I've waited quite some time to check out. Finally got a chance to, and first impressions, just easy, man. You gotta see this movie.
And again, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it.
We waited till the end of the podcast to put this up, so you guys, if you don't want to hear any spoilers,
don't listen to the rest
I'm
of this.
gonna tell you when to stop listening. We're just gonna do a little bit of what we thought about it right now, and kind of give it a little bit of a grade. But when we go into it talking about it, I'll warn you right before that. So we're just gonna go around the room. Me personally, I loved it. I thought it was great. There are certain things that I wished were a little bit better. It harkened back to other movies like Rec 3 and some other films like that, a lot of the imagery, but also it stayed true to the subject matter, and it did a lot of fan service, which I applauded the shit out of. And I rate this movie really high. I give this movie like a 9. I think it was really, really good.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. I think this was a really phenomenal movie. It was a fast-paced bloodbath with some really great kills, and I can't wait to delve into this.
Agreed. And Carrie?
I'd have to also give this movie a 9 out of 10. I really liked it. And and there was a lot of parts that I had to write down because I actually really liked them, and I don't really write down the parts I like normally, so I guess that means something.
That means something.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, like I guess the first experience, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of heads in, and then I'll tell you spoilers. But we the first 5 minutes of the film, which you can find anywhere online, it's really great. It's a good way. It sets a very interesting tone because the beginning of it is very bright and out in the woods, and it's like The Evil Dead was,
The
but it
drone
wasn't.
shot through the forest.
Yes.
That was fucking phenomenal.
I love how it's almost like Sam Raimi is kind of pointing out, or the director is like, look at how easy it is for me to recreate Sam Raimi's shot. And what Raimi did back in the day with these giant lugging cameras doing that same shot, it's kind of almost like, hey, ha ha ha, we don't have to do it that way. And then it's the drone. I don't know. It kind of seemed like he was making a pitchback joke, which I think is hilarious.
I liked when it ripped the girl's scalp off and
Yes.
said, "Who's the
Oh, yes.
brainless meat puppet now?"
So, who she's talking about is one of the girls had become a deadite, and the scene that starts that is the deadite is sitting on the bed, and she is a deadite, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
making sure I wasn't saying it wrong.
Like, this is the
I
very
don't
beginning.
have a lot of knowledge on this franchise.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything I watched years ago. Anyway, so she's sitting on the bed and she starts reading. I guess she's mentally picking up or
She's
reading
like narrating the book that the other girl is quietly reading in the corner
in her mind.
in her mind. She's just
Yes.
reading it
And
silently.
so the girl on the bed is saying it all out loud in such a creepy way. It was done so well, and all of this is done during the daylight. This is the only scene that's really, the beginning is the daylight. Everything
Yeah,
else
it's
is in
literally
darkness.
the only scene that was in the light is this opening
I
scene.
thought that it was really cool. Like, I think I noticed in past things that I have seen that in this type of franchise, they do a lot of daylight kills too.
Mm-hmm.
So, or daylight things like
Yes,
And I
definitely.
like that it made you think, oh, this is what this is going to be. And
Yes.
it's like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
that. I didn't like how the girl walked out on the pier that just got scalped, and it just looked like somebody dumped blood on her head.
It
and
did.
didn't look
Yeah.
The
scalped. I didn't like that
scalping
part.
pull
Scalping
off
look was
looked really,
gone.
really good.
Yes.
And then they kind of robbed it by just not really having much going on. Because she would have had a smooth head. There wouldn't have been more blood that gathered there. Where would the blood have even come from?
It was like
Exactly.
matted up hair.
Yeah, that's exactly
it
what it looked
basically
like.
looked like matted up hair,
Even though
which
she
doesn't.
ripped
It
it
would.
off.
But again, I mean, we're gonna pick at this movie, but it was still a damn good movie.
Yes,
but
there was only a few things that I would say bad about it anyway. Like in the same beginning scene, the animatronic head, you can tell, is very badly animatronic.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
the fluid, the motions weren't fluid.
yeah, and I'd like to say this before we get into spoiler territory, because we're just kind of mentioning before they get to the credits. Give you a sort of an idea of what I believe a deadite is when it comes to the Evil Dead franchise, and that is that somebody becomes a deadite by having the demon from the book that has been released enter their body and basically burrow into them, take over their body. They still have a soul and stuff, but it's like caught inside of the deadite because Ash has been able to unbecome a deadite before. But for some reason, the deadite has to damage the body consistently in order to disparage the human entity inside of it. So the more damage it can do to its physical form, the more control over that physical form it will have. And that harkens back to Return of the Living Dead, when the girl was becoming a zombie, and the way to keep her from becoming a zombie was causing herself all this different pain.
But I loved how it jumped into the creepy and evilness since from the very beginning. It
Yeah.
was just like bam, 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 like it never stopped. There wasn't that long. I mean, there were a few long drawn out stuff, but a lot of it made sense.
Right,
So,
and
yes.
that's
And
the
fit.
second part to being a deadite is that deadites get power from fear. So instead of a deadite, like if you watch a movie and there's a monster that's taken over somebody and they want to kill somebody in the room, and somebody comes and leans over them and they're like, "Are you okay?" Well, the monster immediately snaps and kills them, right? That's how it goes. Deadites are not that simple. A deadite has to like torment the person before they kill them. They will never go for the easy kill. They'll always go for something that'll hurt them enough and then just keep fucking with them and fucking with them.
The reading the book, throwing herself off the bed, convulsing and vomiting. And
All that stuff
all of that was
completely
some really big
irrelevant,
torture for
but
her.
was just to make the girl so afraid that it gave the Deadite more power.
Yes. And the makeup, the blood, the usage of blood throughout this film,
The
it
cum
amazed
throw up.
me. Yeah, the cum throw up was
There's
very
just like
good.
a lot of cum throw up in this.
Well done.
Yeah. So that right there is going to be the non-spoiler review. You heard our review. Our number is 9, and you said 8, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, good movie. If you want to cut it off now, we would not chagrin you. Have a great morning and stay rotten. But if not, stick around because we're going to give you a good little breakdown of this movie. And here we go at it now. Let's rock and roll. So, after all that stuff happens that we just talked about in the intro, the girl raises out of the water. And she's floating above the water as a deadite. And the Evil Dead credit scene comes over from behind her head. And it was pretty good shot, but there was a lot of points I could see where the blend was off and everything was kind of a little off. But it's minutia stuff. And it was the brightest scene in the movie. The brightest point in that whole movie is when they show the credits, which literally offsets the tone for the rest of the movie, which is literally dark as fuck. Like, not just dark as in, like, whoa, this is dark. But dark as in, like...
Lighting.
It is very hard to see.
Yes, and in both aspects. See, the mother, this is happening to a family aspect, a mother of 3 and her sister. And I can tell the girl all of them had a lot of fun on the set of doing this, especially the main character. Is Sutherland? What's her name? Okay, yeah. Well, Sutherland had a lot of fun doing this. And her antagonizing her kids as much as she did, that was horrific and gut-wrenching to watch.
Yes.
I loved it.
That's a real big point of how they took a more connective group of people so that torture could be at a different level. So it starts with...
The kids going into that.
The kids are
They went
going to
off
get a pizza. And their mother's sister has just come back home, and she's saying, hey, I'm back from tour. I haven't been talking to you, but I need to stay here for a while, la la loo. The kids are downstairs, and all of a sudden there's a big-ass earthquake. And a lot of people say that the connection between Ash versus the Evil Dead and this movie is at the point when the earthquake happens, that was the same point in the last season of Ash versus the Evil Dead where the ground cracked open in his town. And that happened all the way across into this area as well. So then the kid finds the book and all this different stuff, and it turns out there's like 3 different Necronomicons.
Yes, and I just want to say, when he finds the book while they're down there, Jesus tries to kill Danny.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus just kind of falls on him, and it's like, ah!
So he gets the book, and he gets the record, and he leaves out of there. And the book looks really cool in this one. It's just basically like a little bit of skin with these gnarly-ass fucking teeth. It doesn't have the human face on it. And he takes it upstairs, and as per usual... As per it always happens in all these movies, somebody is told, don't fuck with the book. He figures out the book, like, cuts him. He bleeds on the book, just like in every other Evil Dead. That's how the book opens. Book opens. He reads, looks at it, doesn't understand it. There's a record. He puts it on his player. His sister says, don't fuck with it. He does it anyways. He starts playing the fucking record.
Goddamn kids in horror movies. They're the fucking worst.
And of course, you hear the fucking Kanda. And the demon starts coming, and the mother was downstairs getting the laundry, and boom, the demon hits her, takes her out, throws her into the elevator. Elevator goes up, smashes all this shit. And then you get your sort of pseudo tree rape scene, which was beautiful with the electrical cords in the elevator, like basically stringing her up in this kind of box, very
breaking her bones.
BDSM, and it breaks her arm backwards and shit.
Breaks her leg.
But God, that was beautiful. Fucking beautiful.
You can just hear the bones cracking. Can I just say the contortioning in this whole movie is just beautiful. There was only one part where I was kind of iffy on it, but we'll get to that.
So, of course, like, they all are out there, and she comes out of the elevator, and they're in the house and arguing about different bullshit. And the short-haired daughter looks over her shoulder and she's like, Mom, and she's kind of over in the corner where you can't see her. And they're like, what the hell? And she walks into the kitchen and they follow her in the kitchen and she starts cooking eggs just horribly, just rudely horribly.
Throwing the whole thing in
and
there.
And the sister comes in and she's like, what up, sis?
Yeah, and she starts like raking around in there talking about them being like worthless cum dollops of
And
like
her sister's a
sucking
groupie.
energy, and then her sister was a cunty
Turns
groupie.
around, she's
And
like, it's in me.
yeah. And then she drops to the ground and fakes them out because that's how the Deadites go.
This was the contortion part that I was iffy on, because when she went down, it was like they put the effect before she was in the position, and so it made it kind of glitchy on her two back legs, and it was like you could see the waviness of it, and I was like, no.
And so, of course,
Still good, though.
she tries to get at him, and they fight a little bit, and she gets a hold of the short-haired daughter, and she's got she grabs a fucking tattoo gun because they have a tattoo gun plugged up and ready to go in their house.
Is this before or after the part where the coroner came?
Oh, yeah, technically speaking, before I jumped ahead, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, so this
Okay,
part,
so she comes
died.
out of the elevator, and no, this is there.
Yeah, this is right.
So,
But before anybody dies, this is when she hit the ground.
right, she hit the ground,
Yes.
and they're like, what the fuck is going on? But then she hopped up, they battled, she takes the tattoo gun, sticks it into her face, gets her
Yes.
blood on it,
Yes.
then draws it across the daughter's face, then throws up blood, or maybe it was the cum throw up she got on her, or maybe it was
Yeah.
blood, throws up on her. They wrestle the mom back to her feet, get her thrown out of the house, lock the door, put the case in front of the door. Now the mom's outside, and everybody's like, what the fuck is going on?
Wait,
what
no,
the
this
fuck?
is after she died, because the coroner was already out in the hallway when they locked her out. So before that was when she had died, per se, and the coroner clicked the eyes closed, and the eyes came back open.
Oh, right. They put her in the house. That's right.
In the bed, yeah.
In the bed. And then she kind of sat back up, and then
Yes.
all that happened.
And
So,
then she starts killing.
right.
But she did contortion before that. So
Yes.
it was the contortion, dead, coroner comes, he notices the eye thing, so they say a prayer, and then that's when shit goes ba-blammy, because the coroner and the other guy leave the place.
Right, because they're trying to find a way to get off of the floor
Yes.
because the elevator was broken and the stairs were locked, and they were trying to unlock the door. So they're outside. So there's 2 kids and 2 adults outside now in the hallway doing other things.
Yes.
And the family's in there with the dead sister. Well, the sister gets up, all fucking hell breaks loose,
Oh
shit
my
with a
God.
tattoo gun happens. Like, just people are getting tossed about.
Oh, the fly landing on her eye was really cool.
Oh,
Yeah, they did
it
an Aeon
was.
Flux intro where the fly lands on her, like, bare eye and she blinks it off. So she gets thrown out in the hallway, and then she just kind of, like...
Oh, wait, no, but
But before the bathtub, all
Yes.
those
Oh,
scenes,
yeah,
like,
right.
Her
She-
coming out and stepping on the glass and the way she moved.
She wakes up in bed, and they're
Yes.
like, oh, my God, she's awake. And everybody rushes in, and she's acting sort of normalish. And they're like, oh, my God, she's burning up. So they run her into the bathroom, throw in the bathtub, and the daughter's like, I'll go get some ice. And she runs to go get ice.
While her eyes are like going to the back of her head. I'll go get ice.
So then she fucking shoots out of the fucking bathtub, sticks to the fucking ceiling, starts doing all this crazy shit.
Screams.
It's
for
done
like
so
forever.
well, and
She
her
fucking-
her facial posture, everything. She looks so much better as a Deadite. That's
Yes,
what we were talking
she
about.
looked amazing as a
Holy
Deadite. She was
fuck.
hot as fuck as a Deadite.
Yes, she was.
But then she does the eeny, miny, miny, mo, and
Eeny, miny,
points to
miny,
the little,
you. Yeah.
little girl.
And they're like, Mommy. And she's like, Mommy's with the
maggots
now.
now.
I love that part. The way she says it, and I think, did you say they reversed camera or something?
Yes, when she crawls out of the bathtub, they do one of those cool shots where they make somebody do a motion in reverse as it would feel naturally going forward, and then they reverse it so you get this really weird sort of jerky movement. It's the same way they did like Ringu and shit like that. A lot like how we do our TikToks also. It's the same concept. It's sped up a little bit, so you kind of like move a lot slower, and it makes it look really jerky. Missing. Yeah.
I loved how, like, Ellie, Deadeye Ellie now, she's like, what's happening to me, sweetheart? And one of the kids is like, I don't know, Mom. And she's like, I do. I'm free now. Free from all you titty-sucking parasites. I was like, holy fuck.
I can't, like, one of my favorite parts right there is when she gets thrown out in the hallway, the coroner's out there, and she attacks him, and she fucking sucks his eye out of his face and then spits it across the room, and it goes into the other guy's mouth
And chokes him.
and it is literally shot like it is a homage to the original Evil Deads, where the fucking, oh my god, everybody's gonna chastise me because I forgot her name, but her head gets squashed, the eyeball shoots out, lands in the fucking sister cousin's mouth, and dude, I love how many different throwbacks they had to the originals and still staying with its own existence of a story.
Beautifully done.
So, you know, she kills literally every fucking body in the hallway.
The lens aspect from the door hole.
Yes,
whatever.
they had like a squeezed-in fisheye lens, like you were looking through a door.
So action-packed.
And it's just people getting thrown and chewed on, and a fucking shotgun, and then she takes the shotgun and shoots that guy.
Phenomenal
And
scene. The
And then
whole
they're
thing.
like, okay, they're all dead in the hallway. We're going to find a way out now, even though they should have been looking for one while that was happening.
while they were,
But they
Whatever.
leave the little one there, and she goes to the door, and her mom's trying to convince her to open the door. She's like, your dad's with us now. Open up, we'll be a big, happy family. And she's like about to open the door.
No, she opened the fucking door.
She opens the door where the mom can get her arm in. And
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck, you dumbass
So they
kid?
come running in there, and the mom has the kid like in the air, holding her up with one arm,
By
just
the
like
throat.
flinging her around.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kind of fight it off, whatever, they're fighting that. And meanwhile, the daughter fucking turns
Gets
because of the
possessed.
infection
While
from
this
the
is
mom.
happening, yes.
And the son goes in there, and she's fucking eating glass, talking about, I've got the squirmies in my belly, and I don't like when I have squirmies in my belly. I've got to get them out.
Oh, it's like, she said, I got to kill the creepy crawlies that I got inside my tummy. I don't like having things inside my tummy. Do you, Auntie Beth?
Because Auntie Beth was preggers.
Yeah.
So, big fucking straight up battle again, and
She attacks the littlest kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how when she attacked it, the way that Deadite was killed was the smallest kid stabbed the demon and the other kid in the throat with the big stick. And the funny part about that is it was foreshadowed in the very first scene with the kids, because when that kid made the sharp stick, you remember that kid that had turned into the Deadite was like, and took off running away from
yeah,
it.
mm-hmm.
So I thought it was cool how she died from that same stick.
Hell yeah.
No, and then the Deadite girl, the oldest kid, that's the daughter, she was like, I told you should have put the book back, Danny.
And she actually, again, like, one of the things that we talked about before it got into all this murdering, is that Grimm was like, oh, they're not going to kill the kids. And they immediately blew that out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
Because they almost killed all the kids, like,
Yeah.
right in the same little area. They killed, like, 3 kids back to back to back.
And the cat told
3.
the demon about
The
the
kid in the
fucking
hallway
vent.
that she
Oh,
threw
yes.
against the wall.
That is true.
So that, I mean, it was super, super fun watching that back and forth, and how the
The
2
cat was a
youngest
snitch.
kids were fighting like a badass, and the cat was a snitch.
They said, well, maybe it's the cat up there, but the cat was what let the demon know, hey, I can go in the house
Yep.
through the vents.
Yeah, the cat was in the air ducts because they referenced how it's always getting loose and going in the air ducts, and it's meowing and everything. So the Deadite mom is like, oh, I can get the fuck up there and break in, and she does.
And so the
Mom stabs
foster
the
mom is
stuff.
like sitting there trying to figure out how to reverse it by thinking, like in all the other movies, there were incantations to reverse the spell. Well, in this one, the record's like, you're fucked. You're fucked. There's nothing you can do.
She
There's nothing in the
spends
book. You are fucked.
She
Like,
spends
this book
that
is no
entire
way.
time listening to that, and just to be like, hey, there's no
No way out of this.
And that's
Yeah.
when the demon has already come through the vent, and you could see it like contortioned on the wall behind her, and then it kind of crawls up, and that's when she realizes, oh shit, it's behind me. And then it stabs her. Well, no, she stabs it, and then it literally just fucking looks at her It doesn't move a muscle. It doesn't even blink. Just looks at her and then throws her ass across the room.
Yeah.
That was fucking amazing. It was funny as shit.
And then the funniest part about that was when the demon goes to grab the kid in the stomach because she's listening to the heartbeat. She's like, oh.
Two souls.
Two souls. And then she goes to reach into it. The young
And the little kid fucking comes out of nowhere.
Scissors to her.
And she fucking jacks it into her fucking nose,
like
into her brain.
Like
and she falls out.
Jigsaw puzzle.
You know, of course, the youngest boy kid gets killed then.
Yep.
And we're down to the last two, which, again, I called that right at the beginning. I was like, there's going to be two people that survived, probably the youngest and the sister.
But that doesn't kill her as a deadite. That doesn't kill the mom or anything.
No, the mom... So they go off running.
The demon zombies are
and they get out in the hallway,
but
and now every single person that was killed at any point now gets up as a deadite, and they're like all, you know, dead by dawn. They're all saying the classic stuff,
Everybody
dead by dawn.
Here dies by dawn.
They're talking about will swallow your soul. They're doing all the Evil Dead references. Yes. The mom and daughter go into the fucking elevator. The elevator starts filling up with fucking blood.
Comes out of the elevator button, so cool.
And they get stuck in there, and then
the max load.
The elevator drops and fucking smashes to the ground, and blood pours out, all fucking The Shining. And they're there, and they're thinking about the book, and it shows the other deadites come up to the mother, who's now like laying on the ground, and they all start like digging into her and like reaching in and pushing into her and shit. And it turns out this demon is a fucking Cronenberg demon. And it does like a thing, like from the movie
faces.
The Thing, where it just kind of combines all their parts and comes after them. Now, this is very... Limbo did it. The Last of Us did it. Like, there are so many things that have done this. This is the only trope. Like, it was great. Don't get me wrong. I loved it, and it's interesting they went this way. But it has definitely been done multiple times before.
It was still very well done.
It was good. And they end up in the parking deck battling.
They run to the car, they get in the car, and they get stuck by that hole in the beginning.
Yep. They get stuck in the hole, and the monster comes, and they run out of the car, and it all climaxes to the fucking thing getting jammed into the damn wood chipper, because in every one of these movies...
through the gate, and the little kid did it, and the little kid got grabbed by the monster, and the aunt's like, oh no, I gotta break back in! And the monster's literally about to kill the little kid when she finally gets in there, shoots it, and that's when she's got her in the wood chipper.
Yeah, and they all go in she goes in the wood chipper, and
then finally, the little one comes into play as to being a little bit helpful in the movie.
Yeah, and the thing about the wood chipper is, if you look at any other Evil Dead, especially the transition between Evil and Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, where he chopped up his girlfriend and buried her, and all of her pieces came back, and they even reference it in the record, like, no matter how much you break these things down, they're still going to come back. So the wood chipper, like, is the natural progression of this, because how the fuck do you come back from a puddle of blood?
Yeah.
There's nothing to come back from.
No.
And I love that. So they do that. They get the hell out of there.
Kid
and then
turns the wood chipper off.
and then one of the girls that's in the other apartment comes in, and she's like, what the fuck is going on over here? Hey, I'll be out there in the woods to meet up with you guys in a minute. I'm just going to go look at this giant puddle of blood over here real quick.
Yeah, like, why would you go, like, slowly investigate that shit instead of getting the fuck out of there? Why?
And that harkens back to the intro of the movie where they're out at the woods and the girl's possessed and she's possessed by her.
I like how that looped. I thought that was really good.
Very well.
So what other thoughts do you guys have? Did we miss any of the notes that you guys took?
I loved when they were, like, after she had turned the wood chipper off, the sister, like, gets up real slow, grabs the chainsaw, and shoves it using the chainsaw. And then she's got, like, the head, holding the head out of the person that's her sister. And she calls her, what was it?
Groupie.
Or something like that. And she looked at her, she was like, only my sister calls me that.
She says psycho, groupie, something, because I thought it's funny because it sounds like the System of a Down song where it's like, psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy. Because she called her a psycho, groupie, something, another. What about you, Grim? You got any more notes we didn't go over?
The pizza box said Henrietta's Pizza Box.
Oh, nice. And Henrietta is the name of the grandmother from the original one. The girl that first became the very first Deadite.
I thought that was really cool, like, little cameo.
That's fucking... There are so many different little harkens to this movie that you got to watch it. See if you can see them all. I know for a fact that...
You said something about the car?
Yeah, and I thought the Mustang was in it, but I think I might be wrong. It might have been parked in there, but they do get in a Mustang. I don't think it was the original, but I could be wrong about that because it could have just been souped up a little bit.
Her saying, come get some.
She does. She goes, come get some. And I was like, yeah, fucking yeah, do it. One of
the Deadite saying, I'll swallow your soul.
Yes.
A lot of Easter eggs.
Well, Dead by Dawn, again.
Yeah.
That's another one of those Easter eggs. Oh, all the way down to the fact that the kid is dressed up like Freddy Krueger when he comes to the door, like showing that, doing that Freddy Krueger riff again that they always go back and forth with Nightmare and Evil Dead, which is fucking awesome.
And the elevator scene with all the blood was like, that's something from like The Shining. That's giving homage.
Well, it's also in Nightmare on Elm Street in the 6th one where the girl's the swimmer and shit. There's a few different movies. There's a lot of different harkens to a ton of different horror movies. This is almost like an homage to a lot of different stuff, which is they did such a fucking kick-ass job. I love the fucking shit out of it.
I love that, the Deadites being able to read without seeing.
Yeah.
I fucking love that so much.
I love the way that they set the Deadites' eyes in this one. In all of the other Evil Deads, it was their the way their eyes brow was like deepened and this brow was pulled out. But in this one, everyone had a very specific sort of milky, disgusting eye that set each one of them apart. But great fucking cinematography, great colors drawn out. And even saying this movie is dark, I didn't have a point where I was like, God damn, I wish I could see that effect better. Because even though it was dark, they showed everything really, really well. And it was really fucking good. Go watch this fucking movie.
Okay, so it says the film features a voice-only cameo from Bruce Campbell.
Where he's actually chewing on something, and it's a Foley sound effect for something.
Okay, so he wasn't the voice of the priest or anything?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
He does a Foley sound effect that they used him like biting into an apple or some shit like that.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, like so many references, such a great movie. Again, I give it a 9. Carrie gives it a 9. Grim gives it an 8. Is there anything else you guys want to say about the movie?
Such great actors here. So well. I love the SFX makeup, the use of blood. Like I said, it is a bloodbath. Very fast-paced film, and it kept me very much entertained.
Agreed.
I couldn't tear my eyes away. Normally, there's boring moments in movies. I really wasn't bored.
So, yeah, guys, that has been our movie review on this episode of Rotten Mournings. This is the end of the episode. So, as we always do, we're going to tell you guys, stay rotten.
Stay rotten. Stay rotten.
And y'all have a great morning, and we'll talk to you next week. Be sure to keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, fucking
Twitter.
Twitch, Twitter, fucking everything else.
Your mom's
do it.
house.
Your mom's refrigerator with our macaroni art. But we love you guys. Thank you for listening in, and have a great morning. And stay rotten.
Stay rotten.
Stay rotten.